Okay, so hello everybody. Today I'm doing an updated kind of bookshelf storage area tour. So I know I did one of these like literally 5 months ago. Wow, that's crazy. And I want to do an updated one because mostly because my friends are wanting to borrow some more of my books. COVID's, getting lesser, so I said yes. I have had multiple books like shared in the past with these people. For instance, 5 Feet Apart. This is, if you know who you are, if you're seeing this video, and I'm referencing this, I made this video that way you could pick out a book, by the way. So yeah, I wanted to do an updated one because I have new books, and I also want to let you know books I plan on getting in the near future. So let's get into that kind of discussion part, and then I'll show you. So if you want to skip forward, that's fine, but for the person I'm talking to right now, I'm just going to get it all out. So, first off, my favorite thing about this is for the viewers, by the way. The thing I like most about my bookshelves and like my book collection is that I have both the original copy of books, like the Swiss Family Robinson. This literally says Scholastic Book Services, 33 West 42nd Avenue Street, New York, 36 NY. This is an original Scholastic book. Like what? And also this is water damaged, by the way. I actually get these books from my dad and technically my grandparents. They have boxes of my dad's old books, my uncle's old books, so I just kind of take and choose. But I think that's one of my favorite things about this. Actually, can I get a year? I want to see the year. This one was actually owned by my grandpa. That's crazy. It has his thing in it on where he lived. So I don't actually see a printing date, but I do see 1960? This book was printed in 1960. That's crazy. That was 61 years ago? Like, that's crazy. But, that's the fun thing, is that I have books. Like, I have the original Treasure Island, too. These are all from my grandparents, and they just give them to me. That's crazy. I also have the original Wizard of Oz. Like, beautiful. I mean, my new copy is much prettier, but, like, we admire the originals. Or it's not an original, but it's the most like iconic one, I think. Like for the time, that one was my dad's actually. So, and I also have like the original like Lord of the Rings printing. I have the original Hobbit printing. I mean, yes, they're in horrible condition, but they're the originals, and they're from my uncle. So and my mom. My uncle and my mom. So, yeah, that's kind of like crazy to me. Like, what? But yeah, so we have that. I'm trying to get this done over with soon. But also, I wanted to say the books I plan on getting in the near future. So the third Crave book I'm planning on getting that in the next week. So yeah. If you decide to read the Crave series, which I did suggest to the person I'm talking to, then I will have the third one. And I also have the second one, but the third one just came out, so yeah. Also, with the Court of Thorns and Roses, ACOTAR, I will be getting the rest of the series in like the next 3-4 months. I'm just going to get it vaguely. Why do I keep wanting to say vaguely? I can't speak. I'm Western. We don't have correct speaking privileges. I don't know. I give up. I can actually talk really well Western. Like, I can talk Western well. The accent thick. But yeah. I have a lot of very beautiful copies. And I also want to do this because I have newer books that I got in like the past month. Actually, I bought 10 books in the last 2 months. And for Christmas, I got 15. So, like, my collection has grown since you've last seen it. And I feel like I've been really on a reading hype, so we'll see. Also, I'm going to be showing you my shelf over there, which has books I don't like as much. Or they're books I really like, they're just for more, like, younger readers, like elementary readers. Or books I just didn't really like that much, which will be over there. It's the same, like, system, the same stuff that I use for storage. And then over there, I also have books I'm reading now or plan to read in the future. So, yeah. I feel like I'm good. I've explained. Oh, also I'm getting the rest of the Red Queen series. I have 3 books left to get, so that is coming in the near future as well. I plan on getting, for Grandparents' Day, which is the thing we have at our school, I plan on getting the next Court of Thorns and Roses book, the next Red Queen book, and the next Crave book. I have my list of the 3 series I'm reading right now in perfect order. So yeah, let's get on to the rest of the video so I don't waste any more of your time. Okay, so let's move you back a little bit. I'm trying a new filming style for this. So, I don't know if you can see me, but here is my first shelf. So this shelf is kind of like the books I really like, or the books I didn't like so much but I think are good enough they belong on the shelf. So here we have my Twilight collection, which you can't see fully, but I have Life and Death, Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, Breaking Dawn, and then I have the Crave, which as you can see I have an open slot for the next one. But we have Crave and Crush. This is actually my favorite book series of all time. 10 out of 10 recommend for people who like the vampire romance kind of thing. And then here we have my Vampire Academy series, which is very brand new. Again, love this series. Read all of them in a week. I read them all in like 4 days. But, yeah. Oh, and then over here, right there, is my very nice Titanic book. It's got gold edges. It's very beautiful. Like, very beautiful. I love this book. It's so pretty. So yeah, I have that sitting there. Oh, we're turning. Let's move you down now. And just have you on a tripod and a chair that spins. Okay. So, right here, we have They Wish They Were Us. So this is like a murder book. It's a murder mystery for young adults. Then we have American Royals and Majesty, which is the second American Royal book. These books are contemporary, and they're very they have, I think, 5 separate points of views across all 2 of the books, both of the books. Then we have my Jenny Han collections, or Han, whatever you want to say. So you have To All the Boys I Loved Before, P.S. I Still Love You, Always and Forever. So that is the Laura Jean series. I actually love that series. That was like one of my first ever young adult teen romance series. Also my first ever contemporary books. So I really love those. And then we have The Summer I Turned Pretty. It's Not Summer Without You, and We'll Always Have the Summer, which is another great series. I think that's actually, I think it's better than the To All the Boys I Loved Before series. I gotta say, I love it a little bit more. Oh, I ran into the wall. Then we have The Hate You Give, which, very beautiful book. I mean, look at that. It's stunning. I mean, not that. It's not that different, but I love this book. And then we have On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. Again, very good book, but I will suggest that if you are going to read On the Come Up, before you read The Hate You Give, you have to read them in order, and The Hate You Give is first. So, next we're getting to my dystopian novels. So we have Red Queen and Glass Sword. These are the first 2 Red Queen books. Very beautiful. 10 out of 10 recommend. It's like I don't know how to explain it. It's killing, and it's blood, and it's royals, and it's romance, and it's all of the above. It's all the above. I did like Glass Sword better. Personal opinion, though. Next, we have the Hunger Games series. Again, personal favorites. I mean, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes was not my favorite. It did take me 2 books to read, like 2 days to read, which I know I'm saying that like a bad thing. It's not that bad. Just for me, I normally take like a day. So taking more than a day is really hard. Now, that's not saying the time I spent in between the book. I actually spent technically 2 weeks reading this because I read, maybe 10 minutes every 2 days. But yeah. Then we have, of course, the beautiful Hunger Games books. I really wish this one was in a hardcover, but I'm not going to buy a second book to a book I already have. So then we have The Host, which used to be up here, but I needed room for the next Crave book, so I moved it down here. This is more science fiction, which my science fiction section's down there, but yeah. Then we have These Violent Delights, which was such a great book. I mean, it was Romeo and Juliet themed, which I feel like they could have done better, but I think it was a good book for what it was. And like, the violence in this was real. It's violent. So, also, if you see me pointing like this, I don't like pointing with 1 finger, I like pointing with 2. It's a Disney thing. So yeah. Okay, so now we're on to my second favorite shelf, or third favorite shelf. So we have 5 Feet Apart. Very beautiful cover. I love this book. Actually made me cry twice, which is very rare. I love those good books. Then we have Everything, Everything. It was an okay book. I was just kind of disappointed in it. And I wasn't that happy with it because I'd seen the movie beforehand and I liked the movie better. Then we have Before I Fall. Again, a very good book. This one's very, I don't know how to say it. It's very like confusing and very like makes you question your own morals. But otherwise it was a good book. I mean, I liked it. I didn't like when it was repeating things that I already read about. But I liked it when the story was different. So next we have It Was Always You, which is a book most people don't really know about. Because it's kind of like one that was just on Amazon that I kind of bought. I really liked it though. I thought it was a good story. So yeah. Then we have Little Blog on the Prairie. This one they had at my school library, and my friend was reading it, and like no one was letting me read it because they all had their turn first. So I just had my grandpa buy it for me on Christmas, and he gave it to me, and I just read it then. Much of a younger kid book. Like, it's not very much teenage, but I liked it for what it was. And then next we have the Seraphina series. So we have Seraphina in the Black Cloak, Seraphina Twisted Staff, Seraphina the Splintered Heart, and Seraphina and the Seven Stars. So again, a very good fantasy younger, like young adult series. I thought it was really good though. So yeah, really do suggest for people who like fantasy books. Then here's my last fantasy book for this section. We have A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Again, a personal favorite. Really love this series. Heard a lot about it and was like, I'm going to read it. I actually got this book like 3 days ago, so. Next we have Cinder, which I have the new copy because I couldn't find the old copy. We're in the sci-fi section, by the way. It was okay. I just didn't like it as much as Jurassic Park. I didn't like it that much, but I read it, so. And I actually finished it, which is saying something. So now we have Jurassic Park, which I actually read in 4th grade. Yes, I read this book in 4th grade. My dad actually told me I could, so. I thought it was a really good book, and I actually understood it, which was surprising, because I also read Hobbit in 4th grade, so I don't know what that says. I'm going to change sides, so I'm sorry if this confuses you. I don't know. So now we are in my World War II section. So these are my books I really liked. So I used to have the Alan Gratz books here, but I didn't actually like them that much, so I removed them from my favorite shelf. So here we have Resistance and Words on Fire, which this one isn't actually a World War II book, but it's written by the same author, so I threw it in, and I really liked both of them. This one is like, you have to read this book. Like, it's so good. Next we have Don't Tell the Nazis and Making Bombs for Hitler. Again, very good books. I loved both of them. I thought they told really good stories, especially for such a short book. Next we have To Number the Stars, a classic. Again, super good book, really short. I actually had to do this for summer reading this year. So I had to write a report on it, which was weird because it's such a short book and I could do such better reports. But some people in my class don't like to read, so. Next we have The Tattooist of Auschwitz. My friend's actually reading this one, and I really love this book. It's definitely a must-read. I go back and reread it tons of times. This is a very recent book. This is Girl in the Blue Coat. Again, very good book. Really loved it. Very much suggest. By the way, most of these are not like war books, like in the war. This is like the Jewish part of the war, so like ghettos, concentration camps, stuff like, I don't know why I couldn't figure that out, but I forgot the word. Okay, so next we have Light in Hidden Places, which was a very good book. I actually loved this book. I thought the story was very nice, and the way that she, like, hid all those people was very inspiring. Next we're into my, like, I don't know what you want to call it, real life stories, I don't know. But we have The Greatest Treasure Hunt in History, and Parking Light from Ashes. So this was actually my favorite book I've read that's a true life story. I can't think of it. It's not a documentary. That's a movie about people. But it was like that. So I really liked this book. I actually don't normally read books like this, but I thought it was very good. And look it up if you really like the real life story, because it's written by the actual, like, person. Like, that's the actual story person. So I don't know why I can't remember what it's called, the genre, but. And then next we have, this one isn't World War II, but it's war kind of based, like the civil rights movement. So Turning 15 on the Road to Freedom. I actually got this year when we were going to Orlando. We stopped at that bridge in Alabama. The one that Obama passed over when he was president. I forget what it's called. Selma. The place in Selma. The bridge in Selma. I don't remember what it's called. Edmund Pettus, I think? Yeah, that's it. I got it. Oh, no. Now I have to take this off the tripod. Great. Okay. Okay, so we're off the tripod, so I'm sorry if this is shaky or anything like that. So let's get started. This is like my classics that I actually like shelf. So we have Lord of the Rings. This is actually a very big book, and it's leather. The cover's leather. Very beautiful. I actually really love this one. So it has all 3 books in one. Fellowship of the Ring, Two Towers, or Twin Towers, I forget. I think it's Twin Towers? 2 Towers? I don't know. One of those. I think it's 2, actually. And then the Return of the King. So, oh, let me shove this back in. This is the horrible thing. I have to do this one-handed. Let's use this with my right hand. Okay, so now we have, this is actually the original, I think, collection of Lord of the Rings. So this has Hobbit, Fellowship, you know, all those. So, very beautiful, but they are very weathered. So this is what it looks like. and then the books inside. So this is actually how I read the original Hobbit book and like the original Lord of the Rings books. I read from these. So I have like a ton of good memories from these, but like they're super hard to find nowadays, which is really sad because they're such good books. And like the paperback quality, that yes, it's mass market or whatever that's called, but it's very good, and I really do love it. Then we have the Hobbit book that my teacher in 6th grade gave me. She actually signed this. This was like a great book. I really love this one. So, very many great memories. I'm actually going to stop and change out the the battery. Okay, so I changed out the battery and we're back. So now we have the Children of Hurin. So this is another J.R. Tolkien book. I really love this one too. I thought it was really pretty, and the spelling, just the pictures were beautiful. The drawings were beautiful. Next we have my 2 copies of we're out of the Lord of the Rings, Wizard of Oz. So this one is actually my favorite copy. This is leather, and it's so beautiful. It has drawings. I love this copy. So, yes. And then we have the original book, which has, again, a bunch of drawings. I just think these drawings are much more creepy. So, yeah. In this book, the Scarecrow's head is a pumpkin, which never says it in the other book. So, then we have, I think it's not an original Anne of Green Gables, but it's an older version of Anne of Green Gables. I'm not going to pull it out because these books are so tight. But yeah, and then we have almost the full entire Little House on the Prairie books. I actually read these when my mom read them to me when I was little, so yeah, we're actually missing 5 of them. But I actually have the Caroline years, and I have a couple other years too. I don't know what the years are though. Just sad. But I have all the different versions because we read all of them. So then we have some more classics. So Stuart Little, Pippi Longstocking, Winnie the Pooh, Treasure Island, and Swiss Family Robinson. And then we have A Month in Tuscany, which I stole from my mom. So, yeah. That's this section. And I'll do the other sections in part 2, because this video was way too long. So stay tuned for part 2. But these are books that I really do want my friend to read and choose from. So yeah. You know who you are. Text me with a book you want, or ask me questions about a book. Just let me know. So yeah. Bye guys. See you in part 2.